Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, open your bank account, and somehow there it is. $1 million. No mortgage, no credit card balance, no car loan, no student debt. Just $1 million sitting there. At first, you probably think, I'm done. You could quit your job. You could travel. You could finally buy the house you've always wanted. You could stop worrying about money forever. And honestly, I get it. $1 million sounds like an enormous amount of money. But here's the thing. $1 million does not automatically mean you're financially free. In fact, depending on where you live, how you spend, how old you are, how much of that million is actually liquid, and how long you need the money to last, $1 million can go from looking like a fortune to looking surprisingly ordinary. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because there's a huge difference between having $1 million and having enough money that you never have to worry about money again. And once you understand that difference, the way you look at wealth changes completely. Introduction. My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people build, protect, and actually use their wealth. If you're someone who works hard, saves money, invests, and still wonders whether you're really getting ahead financially, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Now let's start with something that sounds crazy. According to the Federal Reserve's latest survey of consumer finances, the median U.S. family had a net worth of about $192,900 in 2022. The mean, or average, was much higher, about $1.064 million. And that difference is incredibly important, because the average can make America look much wealthier than the typical family actually is. In fact, $1 million of net worth was around the 90th percentile of family net worth in the Fed's 2022 data. The 90th percentile figure was roughly $1.94 million, while the median was $192,900. So yes, $1 million is a lot of wealth, but it doesn't necessarily mean what people imagine it means. And there are at least 5 reasons why. Number 1, $1 million is not the same as $1 million in cash. This is probably the biggest misunderstanding. When somebody says, I'm a millionaire, most people picture a bank account with 7 digits. But net worth doesn't work that way. Your net worth is basically everything you own minus everything you owe. So imagine someone has a $700,000 house, $250,000 in retirement accounts, $100,000 in a brokerage account, $50,000 in other assets. That's $1.1 million in assets. But suppose they also have $500,000 remaining on the mortgage, $50,000 in other debt. Now their net worth is around $550,000. See the difference? And even if that person really did have a $1 million net worth, it might be mostly tied up in a home or retirement account. That matters, because you can't go to the grocery store and pay for your eggs with net worth. You need liquidity. This is why I want you to stop thinking about wealth as one giant number. Instead, think about your money as different buckets. You have assets that produce income, assets that may grow, assets you can access quickly, and assets that are valuable but aren't necessarily generating cash for you. A $700,000 house can make you wealthy on paper, but if your monthly expenses are $6,000 and that house isn't producing income, it doesn't solve your monthly cash flow problem. And this is where it gets really interesting, because the real question isn't how much are you worth. The real question is, how much of your lifestyle can your wealth pay for without your paycheck? That is a much better measure of financial independence. 2, $1 million has to support your lifestyle. Now let's say you really do have $1 million invested. No mortgage, no debt, and you want to live off the portfolio. Sounds amazing, right? Let's use some simple math. Suppose you withdraw 4% per year. 4% of $1 million is $40,000 per year. That's about $3,333 per month before taxes. And suddenly the $1 million doesn't feel quite as gigantic. Now, I'm not saying a 4% withdrawal rate is guaranteed to be safe. It's a planning rule of thumb, not a law of nature. And the appropriate withdrawal rate depends on your time, horizon, asset allocation, taxes, market conditions, and flexibility. But the math illustrates something important. If your lifestyle costs $40,000 a year, $1 million can potentially be a powerful financial foundation. If your lifestyle costs $100,000 a year, now we're talking about a completely different problem. At $100,000 of annual spending, $1 million represents only 10 years of spending.